Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great day so far. My name is JurassicKM and welcome to today's repaint video. In this video, we will be tackling the Moros Intrepidus from Jurassic World Dominion. Now you're probably wondering, dude, why are there 3 different figures on the thumbnail for this video? That is an excellent question, and to answer that question requires a little bit of story time. If you'd rather skip the story time and go straight to the repainting process, here's the timestamp. So let's rewind the clock to 2022. Jurassic World Dominion is rapidly approaching its theatrical release, and I'm in the process of collecting the figures from Mattel. And during one of my many stops at the store, I come across this, the mainline Ferocious Pack, Attack Pack, whatever, Moros Intrepidus. I pick it up because I need it for my collection. But upon further inspection of it, I hate this. This is easily my least favorite Jurassic World Dominion figure. Say what you will about the Strike and Roar Giganotosaurus, but at least that actually has some resemblance to its on-screen counterpart. This, not so much. In my travels, I eventually pick up a second Moros Intrepidus to try and repaint it with the on-screen colors to see if we can make it look better. This project eventually fell by the wayside. However, flash forward to earlier this year, and as I am taking a trip to the city looking for supplies, I come across this, the Dino Tracker's Suanhanosaurus. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Because with the overall shape and the skull shape and the feathers and whatnot, I figure, hey, you know what? I could customize this and modify it a little to actually look more like the Moros Intrepidus. A few weeks later, I am at work and I realize that I'm tired of waiting for Mattel to release sculpts of species that they haven't yet. So I ordered some directly from Dino Mike Mac. Dino Mike Mac sends me the parcel of the figures that I've ordered, as well as a whole bunch of extras, including, but not limited to, a Moros Intrepidus. Like a screen-accurate sculpt of the Moros Intrepidus. Big shout out to Dino Mike Mac for that. I hate to let creative assets go to waste, so I'm going to be painting all 3 of these figures, and we're going to see which one looks the best. Spoilers, it's probably going to be the Dino Mike Mac sculpt, but I want to see how the other 2 Mattel sculpts hold up against it. So, before we get to slinging some paint, we've got to modify that Suanhanosaurus. So, in terms of modification, what we need to remove from our Suanhanosaurus are the extra fingers, because Moros Intrepidus only has 2, as well as that little bumpy crest in the middle of the skull. I've poured a mug full of boiling hot water fresh out of the kettle. We are going to let our dinosaur sit in there for 30 seconds. Then using a craft knife, we are just going to cut those extra bits off. Because the Suanhanosaurus is the largest of these 3 figures, this will be the one that I will be showcasing during the repainting process. So I've already patched up the parts that I've cut off using some Milliput. I've primed it and I've added 2 coats of our 2-to-1 tan for the base color. We are now going to add a 1-to-5 mix of natural beige over the entire dinosaur except inside the mouth. We're now going to do a 1-to-4 of raw umber to outline the patterns on the body. Now, this might look a little weird because the Suanhanosaurus isn't fully covered with feathers the same way that the Moros Intrepidus is, but hey, we're just working with what we've got. Now we're going to take some raw umber straight out of the cap and we're going to dry brush the entire figure. Now we take a 1-to-2 mix of deep red and bright orange, and we're going to mix that 1-to-2 with water, and we are going to paint the patterns around the eye sockets, along the spine, and on the tip of the tail. Now we're going to take some white, and we're going to mix it 1-to-1 with water, and we are going to paint the bright feathers on the back of the Moros Intrepidus's head. We're then going to take some white straight out of the cap and we are going to dry brush it along the raw umber that we put on the body. We're now going to add a 1-to-12 of Amish gray on the entire figure except inside the mouth. We want to pale the colors a little and see if we can bring out some more detail on the sculpt. Next, we're going to do a 1-to-1 of yellow and golden brown, and we're going to paint in the eyeballs. Now let's take some black and we're going to add the pupils and fill in the nostrils. So I missed a step earlier. When applying the white on the back of the head for the feathers, you also want to put some on the side and down the tail. So I'm just going to add that and then the gray wash just to get caught up. Just give me a second. Next, we are going to do cherry blossom pink for the inside of the mouth. And then we're going to do some blush pink for the tongue. Next, we're going to do a 4-to-1 mix of daffodil yellow and antique white, and we're going to paint the teeth and the claws. We're now going to do a 1-to-10 wash of burnt umber on the claws and the inside of the mouth and the teeth. Then we are going to clear coat our figure and add our clear nail polish to the eyes, nostrils, mouth, and claws, and we're going to call it a day. And thus concludes my interpretation of the Moros Intrepidus from Jurassic World Dominion. Painting this color scheme across 3 different figures was an interesting experiment. As for the results, well, I'm pretty happy with how the Suanhonosaurus modification turned out. The Mattel Moros Intrepidus kind of has this Heihachi Mishima thing going, so if anyone watching happens to be a fan of Tekken, there you go. And as for the Dino Mike Mac sculpt, I feel that my paint job doesn't really do that sculpt justice. However, this was my first time painting a Moros Intrepidus in general, and it was my first time painting a Dino Mike Mac sculpt. Nowhere to go but up from here. This is just more experience to put under the belt. On the topic of Dino Mike Mac models, the next few videos will actually be covering the models that he sent me. Next time, we will be covering the mechanical arm baryonyx from Jurassic World Dominion. Folks, if you've made it this far in the video, I do want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch it. If you like what you see, be sure to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for any future notifications. And if you want to share this video around, that would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, this is JurassicKM, signing off.